And we are live. Guys, welcome to the first Ecom Live with Brian
Yeah,
and
and John.
John. Yeah, we're
What's up,
so
guys?
excited. This is our first one. And we are so stoked to do this training with you guys today. It's been a minute since we've
Posting in here and doing
posting
stuff.
it. We've
Yeah.
been really busy with our Mother's Day intensive. So it's been such great training, and we're going to take some things that we kind of noticed that people are struggling with in
Yeah.
the intensive and make a little training for you guys here for free in the group. And so with that said, I just want to jump right into it because we have 30 minutes for this training. You even have your hourglass thing over there. I wonder if we
Oh
should
yeah.
just this is
Oh,
30 minutes right here.
30 minutes right
All
there.
right, so today's topic is give your product messages a glow up. Okay, and so if you know a glow up, I have teenagers, you don't, but a glow up is when you take something ordinary and you elevate it, or when
Make it more special.
especially like when you're a teenager, you go through that awkward phase, and then it's in the ecom life too, by the way.
Okay.
But you go through that awkward phase, and then all of a sudden you have this glow up, and you look more like an adult. You look, I don't know how to describe it, but you just look a little better,
You're
right?
changed.
You change, yeah. So
More
that's what we want to do with your
professional,
product
more.
messages, okay?
That's
And
cool.
so, real quick, I do this with our Success Academy too. But every every time we do a training, I go through the Quadra steps of success, because this is where we ultimately want to take everyone. We want to take you on this journey with us. And so it starts with the desire to succeed, getting your Shopify store set up, learning how to master winning designs, and then LPWs, which is our method for launching product. And so you want to make sure you master that. Then we talk about sales channels, mastering a sales channel, Etsy, Facebook ads. And then I've said mastering a lot, but mastery, the whole part of this, okay? Then once you become a master at this, you're creating an income for yourself. Then you can go and help others.
Yep.
And that's the ultimate goal, is we want everyone here to live a fulfilled life, to be able to give back and help others. And so, Brian, you haven't seen this presentation or this topic.
We
I'm really
haven't gone
excited
over,
about
yeah.
it.
I mean, I kind of understand it a bit. I've
Yeah.
watched you, and it's amazing, and
Yeah, so
whatever, So
I'm excited about this, and feel free to chime in too
Yeah.
on this. So
yeah, one thing, and I know that we haven't really talked about it much in this group, but the whole goal here for us at Ecom Life and really, learning how to sell products is we want everybody to be able to live life on their own terms,
Yeah.
and we want you guys to be able to feel like you're not just stuck at a dead end job. You can also do things for yourself outside of work and grow your own business and become your own, your own self, become an entrepreneur, become a business owner, and anybody can do it. They really can.
Yeah, that's true. So awesome. Well, let's get into it right now. And
What's up, Susan?
I want to talk about the biggest culprit of why you're not selling right now. Okay. And just having talked to so many entrepreneurs, POD sellers, I'm fairly confident that the biggest reason why you're not selling is your design messages are too vanilla. Okay. Now I love vanilla ice cream, especially from McDonald's.
So good.
Which is where
vanilla ice cream from McDonald's it's kind of weird, but it actually is really good.
So for those of you that are going to just hear the audio on our podcast, you're not going to see it, but I have vanilla ice cream here from McDonald's. But that is probably why you're not selling. It's not that your ads are terrible. It's not that you're not a good marketer. I really believe 90% of the reason why you're not successful right now is because your messages are too vanilla. We're going to focus on messages, not the design.
So your communication with the actual in the ad. So like how you're
not in the ad. On the product, itself. The message on the product. Cool. Okay. Cool. So we're just talking product image or product messages, not the design. Okay, that's your specialty. Maybe we'll do a training in here for that. But guys, it's too vanilla. Okay, so my job today is going to be to help you, give you some strategies to take your vanilla messages and make them and give them a glow up. Yeah, give them a glow up. Exactly. Give some sprinkles. Exactly. And so here's some examples of some very vanilla designs. Okay, and guys, best mom ever, like it's super sweet, right? Like we all think our moms are the best one ever.
Mine is.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine's pretty dang good too. Love you, Mom. But this design just says best mom ever. And so I know I took a very basic concept here, but so many people, and maybe you've seen this with our sellers too. Wouldn't you agree that so many of our sellers have kind of this mindset of just a very kind of a generic, like you can buy it at Walmart or Walgreens type?
I wonder what it's kind of like. It's the environment, right?
Yeah.
Like you're looking on Etsy, you're looking there, and like
Mm-hmm.
basic breeds basic, right?
Yeah.
And so like you look at something, you go, well, everybody's doing
Yeah.
this, so it must be working, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the
Exactly.
blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's exactly right. And so this is an extreme idea, but so many of our sellers just do this concept where it's just like world's best mom,
and it's just blocky too. It's not even. It's not even like.
Well, we're not getting into the design, but yes.
But like it's just the whole thing is basic.
Yeah, it's just so basic.
Blocky.
And so, guys, we always want to be transparent with our sellers.
Yeah.
And the reality is this, because we see the designs on the back end. So many of you are doing these very vanilla concepts, and it's just, and it doesn't matter how good your marketing is, you're going to fail. Here's another example. My first Mother's Day. That is cool. Like, but it's so I could literally go down to Walmart and probably buy this same saying on a shirt.
Yeah.
There's nothing special at it. There's nothing like inspiring about it. There's nothing that causes an emotion. Okay. And so this is what I want to eradicate from the POD industry is this virus of vanilla vanilla designs, right? And so here are the strategies that I came up with, and then I'm going to actually do a little case study with you guys to show you how we're going to glow up one of our vanilla designs. We're going to put us under the microscope, Brian. So here we go. So here are the strategies, okay, on how to win with your product messages. And for those of you that are in our Quadra Success Academy for Founders Club, you guys, we've been preaching this a ton.
We've gone really in depth on this.
Very in depth, but you have to go niche, okay? The reality is the broader you go with things, the more outstanding the product message is, and the more lost you're going to get in the sea of everything. And you used the example during our training, I think it was last week. We're on Etsy. You're literally competing with millions of sellers. And if you put something just that's not niche, that doesn't speak to a very specific audience, you're just going to get lost in like the sea of just of vanilla, right?
The competition, man.
Well, it's not just the competition, but it's when you just have a very basic saying in a very broad niche, you're just not going to make money. And so what we are trying to really help our mastermind group do is really get them into a niche, okay? Because you can speak directly to the niche. There's less competition. Okay, and so your product messages can really resonate a lot deeper. Not only that, for niches, and we will do a training here in Ecom Life about Facebook ad training, but niche is so important for Facebook ad training. We did a whole training last night, actually, with, again, our Quadra Success Academy, Mother's Day Intensive, where we went in real detail on targeting. And the reason why I did that was just to show, like, look at the niches that are underserved, that are just so open, instead of just putting in the sea of just like tons of people, right? And so you want to get into a niche. I think I've made my point there. The other thing is get inside their head in this niche. So you want to pick a niche that hopefully you're familiar with, especially when you're getting started, because then you're going to know some of these things innately, okay? But you want to get inside their head, okay? You want to make these people go, holy crap, that's me. Like, that product message is me. Or, wow, that's my mom. Like, how did they know? Like, that's my mom. That's my grandma.
That's my dad.
Yeah, it's like, please take my money. I need that. Versus like, oh, that's a cute saying.
I've actually got a great product that's on Amazon that hits this. It's have you guys seen it? It's actually a timer, a stand timer, and it's for pooping on the toilet.
Oh, yeah?
And it's set up to where you take it and you flip it, and then it resets, and it's for the long poopers.
Oh, really?
And so a lot of wives buy it for their husbands to tell them to get off the can. And it's just an impulse buy, right? And it's a good product because it's something that everybody can relate to, and they go, my husband does that, or my wife does that
Yes. Oh
away to
yeah.
get away
The
from the kids.
experience.
So it's a
Yeah.
funny gag joke to say like, this
Uh-huh.
is what you do, and I'm gonna get it for them to
Yeah.
show that, you know.
No, I totally
And it
agree with that.
sells. It sells
Yeah.
every
And so you
time.
want to get inside their head, right? So that's the first thing when we're looking at designs. It's kind of the strategy. Is you really think about it. We talked about this last night too. You want someone to grab their wallet, like they can't resist. They're like, I've never seen this anywhere else. My wife or I relate to this so much. I need that.
If I don't buy this right now, I might lose out on something.
If their thought is like,
funny
oh,
to me.
that's cute, or well, maybe I'll go to Walmart and see. You've lost them, and so that's why you have to get inside their head. We're going to show you how to do that today with this really cool case study.
Cool.
All right. Secondly, change generic terminology into inside slang or the terminology that they use within that niche. Okay. And so, for instance, instead of calling a snowmobiler, what and I've sold a lot of snowmobile t-shirts, we call them sled heads, because that's what they call themselves inside that group. And so when they see their terminology being used, that's going to be unique, because most people, again, aren't going to use that terminology.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they feel like you've really, to me, like, and I went into this on like the design side of things in our, you know, in our other group, but really it's about when they look at it, they feel like you've taken time to understand who they are.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what's important about this. Making people feel like you know who they are, and that you care about their passion.
No, that's exactly right. Or maybe they even think you are one of them. That's even better, right?
Because if you're part of their,
if you're using
group,
their terminology, right?
You're in their inner circle.
Yeah, you're in their inner circle. Inner circle. Wow, I really fudged up that one. But then the other thing I like to do is, because inside slang really helps, the terminology that they would use, technical terminology like an engineer, for instance, would know, where the guy's, holy crap, that's like, I know that term. You know, it automatically sets it apart. It gives it that glow up effect. Okay. The other thing too is you want to use inside jokes or experiences that only that niche will know. Okay. So for instance, when you're a horse owner, and I know this because I used to sell lots of horse t-shirts. I know nothing about horses, but I did a lot of this research. I wanted to get inside their head.
Familiar with it.
Yeah, I want to get familiar with it. I just didn't want to be another generic, I love horses guy, you know?
Totally.
So I didn't know this, but there's a thing called a tack shop. I don't know if you've heard of it. See?
Is it like where they go get the
horse supplies,
shoot and stuff?
Well, it's where they go to get their horse supplies.
Okay.
And so I was using, you know, one of my t-shirts was, you know, I'm a horseaholic, you know, on my way to the road to recovery. Just kidding. I'm on my way to the tack shop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so right away, just using that expression, and they know that experience of going to the tack shop, of being a horseaholic, means that I go to a tack shop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And
so now we just gave it a glow up by doing an inside joke or doing an experience within that niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool. I like,
you know what I mean?
Kind of like how you made it, like, as well. It kind of like brought it out in the sense of like, sometimes it can be frustrating to be a horseaholic.
Yeah, exactly.
And then not really. Right?
Yeah.
And so like they can remember like frustrating times with their horses, and then they can also remember, but I do go buy a lot of crap for my horses.
So think about,
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And think of the psychology too, right? So if you just say like, I'm a woman that never underestimate a woman that loves horses, that doesn't put like a mental image in their head, where if you talk about, hey, I go to the tack shop a lot, and they'll laugh about it, and they'll think about how they do that.
Yeah,
you know?
It brings an experience.
And so it brings the experience
life,
into their mind, which again gets in their head, guys. So that's one thing that I really.
That's super smart.
And by the way, that shirt, I'd have to go look at my Teespring account, but we sold over 1,000 of those.
Really?
Oh yeah, we killed it, right?
That's cool.
And again, it's just because people related. We got inside their head. We used terminology. We spoke to their experience. Okay.
Yeah.
And so here's one. I haven't shared this strategy with you. Okay. I think this is huge. Okay. When you can Google this, and I'm actually going to do this as well. But one thing that you can do to really get inside and know a niche is tell me you're a blank without telling me you're a blank.
Oh, it goes back to like, isn't that like right now a big thing on TikTok?
Yeah, it's a trend on TikTok. But the cool thing about it is you're saying what it's like to be a certain kind of person without being generic about it. So for instance, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell me you're from Utah without telling me you're from Utah.
Mountains. How I say it.
Mountains. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I say mountains. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. But I would say like, we
I like game nights.
yeah.
That's a big thing here.
Or just try to be funny with it. Like I spend more time I eat more Jello than I drink beer.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Something like that.
No, I put more vegetables in my Jello than whatever, right?
And those who aren't familiar with Utah's a big Jello consumer, and there's very religious here, so people don't drink beer.
Yeah.
And so someone from Utah it's gonna be a funny way of expressing who they
my
are.
mother-in-law makes she loves making Jello drinks. It's like
non-alcoholic Jello drinks.
Yeah. Like with like ice and like soda pop, like Sprite and stuff.
And those outside of Utah won't get that, but you see.
But it doesn't matter. You don't have.
But
to
you can
get
see
it.
that you can do that with any niche. So
and I think it goes down to like you don't have to get it. You're not part of that niche.
Yeah.
But your niche needs to get it. Whoever your consumer is needs to understand what you're saying.
Exactly. So
Right?
for instance, I'm going to do a case study here that's really going to show you how you bring it together.
Yeah, that's cool.
But really, it's like, think about it. Tell me you're a dancer or a ballet, even better, a ballet dancer. See, so I'm picking a niche without saying you're a ballet dancer.
Yeah.
And so then there would be like an expression that only they would know. And if you can capture that magic and put it on a product, you're just giving it a glow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Brian, you want to see how I did it on one of our designs?
Of course.
Okay. So
you've taken one of our designs.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. We're gonna put one of our designs under the microscope.
It's fine, man.
And kind of hate on it a little bit. And it's not terrible. Not designs. I won't say messages.
I think this is like a good thing for you guys to understand as well, is that like we launch 30 new designs a week, everybody in the Success Academy and the Founders Club, they get access to these designs. We launch 30 designs a week, and not all of them are going to be glow ups, man. Not all of them are going to be great. We can glow them up, right? They can turn into glow ups, but the fact is that sometimes you have duds and sometimes you have amazing designs. It's about being consistent with launching designs to get more successful designs.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go, guys. I'm just going to show you.
Cool.
You don't even know this one.
No, I
here we go. All right. So this is the design. Now, when I say design, I'm talking about the product message. I actually really like this design. But it says, "Mom, thanks for sharing your DNA. Now we're both teachers," which is one of those like,
oh, thanks.
But it's not I need it.
It's so funny.
That's not. It's
There's
not an
emotion.
I need it. No.
There's an emotion attached to it. They can look at it and say, "Thanks for sharing. Now we're both teachers." Like there's emotion there that I became a teacher because you were a teacher, or now we're both teachers, right? But there's not an intense emotion with it, right?
So this is that awkward teenager right here. It's got potential because I like actually the saying. We're just gonna glow it up, okay? And here's how we're gonna glow it up.
Cool.
Okay, so actually, what I did is I Googled, say you're a teacher without saying you're a teacher. Okay. And look at all these like awesome, all these awesome sayings. So now I could change that to say, thanks for sharing your DNA. Now we can both hold our pee for hours.
That's funny.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you'd use that one, but now you took it from like, oh, that's cute to, oh my gosh, I do that. My mom does it too. I need this for my mom. You see the difference there, Brian?
Yeah.
And so look at this one too. So there was another one. Okay. So I'm overworked and underpaid. So now you can say, now we're both overworked and underpaid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I like that one better, honestly.
Yeah, that's
because that one to me resonates with teachers. My mother-in-law is a teacher.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, that's just normal conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
And so now you give it that glow up where you just go from like, oh, now we're both teachers, which is nice.
Yeah.
And you share your DNA, which is okay. We're both teachers.
So what emotion are you trying to go for here?
Well, for this one, it can be funny, right?
Yeah.
But more than anything, I'm trying to go into their heads of like, what's their experience? It's more the experience angle, right? What's their experience? And if they share that experience with their mom and they both do it,
but I would say it's the experience is a funny experience.
Yeah. Well, and it could be sentimental too.
Yeah, that's true. But what you're going for right now with that saying of now we're both,
and it's endless. Like you do now. We both count from 5 to 0 many times a day.
Yeah.
There's just so many of these.
It's
so anyway, so now we've taken that concept of just a more vanilla concept, and we've now really given it.
How long would you say it took you to research this?
I just Googled it. I literally just Googled it.
Like a minute or two?
A minute. And
Yeah.
so I'm just wondering, for those of you listening, how many of you can see the power in this? Can you see the shift between like doing a very generic type of like cute saying versus one that's going to be like, holy crap, I freaking need this, you know?
Yeah.
The other thing you can do too, I didn't dig into this too much, but I was telling our group yesterday that I sold a shirt that did about $20,000 to $30,000 in 1 month. And all it was is I Googled, you know, you're a teacher when, and then I found this Facebook post with literally hundreds of thousands of views,
Yeah.
you know, and I just took the sayings from that post and literally put it on a t-shirt because it was social proof. They already said they loved it, right?
Yeah, they
and
figured it out.
and then the other thing I didn't mention this last night, is I went into the comments and I went to see which ones were getting the most comments about, most likes. And so I made sure those were more on top. And so that's just taking it to the next level. You know, we always talk about the 99% versus the 1%. 99% of people are just going to throw, and we did this too, by the way. I just showed you one of our designs. But 99% of people are just going to just throw something out there, where the 1% that makes $20,000, $30,000 a month just takes that little next step of really trying to get in their head and making something super unique. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think that's cool. Like for me, like that, I'm going to take that back to our design creative.
Yeah.
So, and let me define this. So design creative for us is an automated system where we've hired people, where we work as a team. And so I'm going to take this back to our design creative, and I want to show them this and say, look at what John mocked up in just a couple minutes. Let's start going through some of our older designs that really never sold well, and maybe we can start revamping them, you know, like, or making them become a glow up, right? I think that's super cool.
And so that golden nugget right there, say you're a blank without a blank, we'll give you these golden nuggets.
I like that. That's really cool.
And so here on Pinterest too is another great resource. Tell me you're a teacher without saying you're a teacher, you know? Oh, actually here, you know you're a teacher when, right there.
Yeah. This goes back to what you were talking about last night.
So here's all these: sit on your bottom sleeves, no work, no credit, crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Now we both crisscross applesauce, right?
Yeah.
So Pinterest is another great way to kind of glow up your messages. And the cool thing is you can see how many times something's been pinned, right? So I'm not going to log in here, but guys, this is just a very
now we
simple
both
way.
Carry whistles and have to stand out in the snow.
Yeah. And you could do this about anything, right?
Yeah,
now you could do it about a nationality, right? So if we're Brazilians, now my mom's Brazilian, so now we both love pão de queijo, you know? So now I'm using an inside slang. I didn't just say Brazilian. And and I put it in my mom's head the time that we shared that meal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You didn't even go to like snowmobiling, right?
Yeah.
Now we both drive fast through the snow or something like that.
Now
I don't know the demographic because I have to research it more.
I will tell you what they have a term called bang ditches.
Oh yeah.
Now we both bang ditches.
Yeah, dude.
So instead of saying now we both snowmobile, which is cute, now we both bang ditches. You can see like, oh my God, I need this for my dad. Like I just need it, or my mom, or whatever.
Yeah, because they'll love it and they'll hang it up on their wall. They want something that when they, think of your buyers or the consumer that's going to be buying from you as a real person. It's like what we talked about last night. And I think that's part of that 1% that really doesn't get pushed out, right? Yeah. It's like we just kind of forget that there's someone on the other line, other side of the line, and we just think, I'm just going to throw something out there and hope that it gets a sell.
Yeah.
Right. And that money comes into me. It's not like the money just magically comes in from somewhere. It's somebody who's making a conscious decision to pay for that product,
Yeah. So Mother's Day is here. We're selling on Mother's Day. We have a sign that sells a couple $1,000s a day, just one sign.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to share some of these strategies with you during Mother's Day. And so what we did actually is we put together the challenge that we did. We put it into a course. Yeah. Okay. And we're also, we're doing 140 designs. So if you're interested in kind of learning more about how to sell signs on Mother's Day and using this strategy that we just talked about, I would highly recommend that you get this course. It's only $7. Some of you went through the challenge, but these are the replays right here.
Yeah, this is a time for you to go back and be able to, look at it again.
Yeah. And so you can go in, it's $7 and we'll give you 140 amazing designs too. And so let me just show you too, while we have people here, this is what you'll get access to, this Mother's Day signed course. You'll have all these videos and it's $7, guys. Like we put hours into this. This was during the challenge, right? Yeah. And these are the videos from the challenge. They're nice and organized here for you. And you're also going to get 140 of these designs that our designer and our design team put together that you can start launching on our Quadra app.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I will put a link to the Quadra app as well.
And let's say you don't. Let's say you don't launch them on the Quadra app. You can still take these designs and revamp them for another. You know, you can revamp them for another app.
Yeah.
They have T-shirts or jewelry or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Just be conscious of the fact that some designs, some sayings might not go well on a T-shirt. You know, and maybe we'll do a training about that in here as well.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We always want to take things that people are struggling with and go with it. And so, guys, it would be awesome for you just to kind of get a refresher. Go to mothersdaycourse.com and maybe you could put that in the comments.
We'll put it in the.
It's in the description already.
Cool.
But take advantage of it. If nothing else, like honestly, our designs. I'm not exaggerating. It's hundreds of dollars.
Can you send it to me on Slack real quick?
Yep, I can do that for you.
Do it after. It's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the training today. It was short and sweet, but if you pay attention to what we're saying, it could be one of the most powerful things you could learn. Because again, I'll say 90% of people that that are success. Let me back up, man. I'm stuttering here. 90% of the battle is the message on the product with POD, and if you can give your messages a glow up like we've shown here today, you're going to be on the road to success.
So for me, I would say 90% is first committing to starting a business. But we're talking about those that have committed to starting a business and are actually doing this. And I know that you guys in this group are entrepreneurs and you guys want to grow yourselves and you guys want to grow a business. You guys have already made those commitments. It's time for you now to make the other commitment to look at it and say, okay, what am I going to do to be above and beyond all these other people that I'm competing with out in these marketplaces? You know, and exactly what we taught today. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about being above the rest, being outstanding in your industry. You know,
exactly.
I think that's important.
Well, and here's a little homework because, you know, we love giving you guys homework. For those of you that are in the group, for those on the podcast, you should join our group, eCom Life with Brian and John.
Yeah.
Just put it into Facebook and you'll find it. It's a private group. We have close to 800 as of this recording, 800 people, and we network, we do homework. And so this is your homework, guys. I want you to find a design idea and glow it up. What I mean is, I don't want you to design it. I want you to post the message idea, and then tell us in the post how you would change it to glow it up.
Post it here in the group so we can all discuss it.
And that's a beautiful thing about the group is that you will definitely learn more when you're engaging with other sellers. That's the reason why we kept this group open, because
you got 800 sellers in here that are all committed to learning and growing and becoming better, and that's going to get bigger and bigger. And it's dude, it's a place. And I know I keep saying dude dude and dudettes,
dudettes too. Don't forget the dudettes.
This is a place where you guys are going to be able to communicate with each other, to network. I mean, one of the biggest things that I've learned in my 10 years of business is it's not necessarily about, the day-to-day. For me, it's mainly about the networking that I do. You're going to have up days and down days, but the more people you meet, the more people you communicate with, the better your business is going to get, because you're going to get better ideas. You're going to have help on things that you need help with, That's super important to me, super important. And you guys have access to that. So communicate in the group, guys. Yeah. So the sands of the hourglass are about to end. Just like I told you, I don't know how many people watch Days of Our Lives. I did when I was in college. I didn't.
But just like what is it? Like that, the sands in the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. We can't steal that slogan. But
I think he just did.
I think I may have. We put that as our slogan. But we're almost up here at 30 minutes, guys. we're grateful for you.
And another thing too, if any of you guys have questions you'd like to ask right now before we're done with this quick live, go ahead and post your question here, and we'll make sure to put it up on the screen and we'll talk about it.
Yep. I don't know how many we got here today for the first one.
So that's okay. If you don't have any questions, we'll end the broadcast
here. So our team that's watching, this is where we end it. But we'll do a Q&A right now.
Yeah. So if any of you have questions real quick, let's do it. If not, we'll move on and hopefully we'll just keep posting here in the
and then next week we have another training next week. Every week we'll have a training, guys. So you want to make sure you're joining every week.
We'll call them the quick 30s.
The dirty 30s.
The dirty 30s, yeah.
But yeah, I just really think that if I had one strategy to if you gave me like 5 minutes to teach someone a POD strategy, like this would be it right here.
Oh, dude, I think it's huge. And I think the next step for a glow up is going into the designs itself.
So do you want to put the link in there? Someone asked, how do we sign up? Right here. I'll send the link to Brian real quick so he can post it. It's just mothersdaycourse.com. It's in the post description too. And again, it's a replay of the challenge that we did, but it's all organized into a course. Plus, you're going to get an email with a folder with all 140 of our designs.
Yeah.
So it's for $7. There's no upsell either. We're basically doing this to help people out and just to recoup some of our costs from running the challenge. So
yeah, and honestly, it's like for us, like after the challenge, after we did the challenge group, we're like, well, we're not gonna repost these in the group, and then we looked at it and we said, well, it'd be nice for people to be able to access this data, and it's a lot of time of ours, and to be able to access this and be able to reuse it if they want to. Yeah. And so we've been working really hard the last, 30 days. It's been a lot of work to get this membership set up and really, going, and we're there now. And so here's the offer. I just dropped it in for you guys, and I hope you guys use it. I hope you guys access it, because all of you that were in the group, I think you guys felt it. You guys felt the energy, and it's important to keep that momentum going in your business.
That's more than anything. I can't tell you, we want everyone in here
to be successful
through e-com.
Yeah, and live life on your own terms.
Have a great e-com life.
Yeah, have a great e-com life,
All right, so it looks like we don't have any other questions. So guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you for those who are live, and if you watched it on a replay or on our podcast.
And we will count on seeing you guys next week.
Okay, see you guys next Thursday.